guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Chaos County. We are progressing quite nicely with this city of ours. We are up at about 12,500 population, and there's been a few comments. One of them is regarding this kind of port over here, saying that it is too close to the edge. I don't actually know how it will work yet, but I'm not foreseeing it to be a problem. I think there are quite interesting little shapes for ports around the world, and I haven't really researched it a lot, but I'm pretty sure that big ships is actually sent into places like this with tugboats, and then they can get into very tight little angles and things like that. So I'm not going to fuss with it right now. Once we start seeing ships come in and it is a problem, we'll maybe look into making some changes over there. Some of the other things that's been mentioned is that we can actually, and where is our, let's just get our district names on. Where is our district names? I believe we're missing some kind of district name over here. Oh, it is, it's actually, there we go, Whitewater Bay. So the idea is that this college should be called, and we are practically finished with our first academic year. We haven't achieved much, but we're making some money from it, so that's pretty cool. The idea is going to be that it's the Institute of Excellence. So let's call it Whitewater Bay Institute. Oh, that's wrong. Institute of Excellence. So thank you so much for that suggestion. I do like it. Whitewater Bay Institute of Excellence. That's awesome. So we'll continue to expand that as we go. There's been another comment as well with regards to this road over here, suggesting that because this now goes up to our university over here, it can be problematic for us to have it as small as it is. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, and I agree with that. I agree with that statement. It will become a busy road. It's probably busier than we planned this road to be in the end. I'm going to go ahead with this kind of setup all the way through there, basically. So I'm going to make it a three lane setup, like so, and we'll just go ahead and upgrade that section and that section, turn that around so that we'll basically make these areas kind of two lanes. So we'll kind of start one lane in, two lanes out kind of situation there. So what I'm thinking is we'll do something like this over here, and then we'll do a very similar thing over there, and we'll probably need to do something like that over here also, and see, just connect the entire thing up a little bit over there. Similarly, we will need that thing to do a little something like this so that we can turn out over there. Similarly, we'll change this one around. That one can go around this way, I think, and we'll do something like that. Now, there is some kind of little line markings and stuff that I would need to do to kind of figure that one out. But for the time being, I think the 3-lane over there is going to be just fine. So let's start playing the game. So let's unpause things over here. And then what we'll do is we will start looking at what our demands are and start improving that situation for us a little bit. I'm thinking as a starting point, we can probably do with some more industrial demand right over here that we can slowly start to address. Anyway, that doesn't matter. We'll do a little bit more of this over here. I would also like to maybe make use of that area a little bit better over there. But the rest of this is looking pretty good. I think we can just fill in the entire thing. I'm not going to too fussed by it at the moment. So let's just fill in the entire thing over here. We'll see about getting this area. At least have one more line to deal with over there. And this area over there. Okay, so this one is looking a little bit weird. So we'll see about that. Maybe it's going to be enough like that. Okay, good. Now, we need more commercial demand, and the one thing that I always forgot to kind of do was get the commercial demand in here. There's a fair bit of traffic in here, but I do like our setup over here seems to be working quite nicely. So if we want to try and accommodate a little bit more, so I'm thinking what we can do is we can try and put in place some of these over here for commercial. that area there won't take on anything. But this little stretch here can certainly maybe get a little bit more high density commercial zoned in here. Well, let's try that all the way up to there and see if anything is actually going to be forthcoming over here. Yeah, a few things are popping in straight away. That's really good. And we can also continue our growth in residential. Excellent. So actually, just fill in that entire thing. That should be sufficient. So that will slowly start to grow. We are probably maxing out what we're doing over here, and I want to just have a quick look at what is going on at the campus area. We are making money. We're not spending a lot over here. Let's just have a look at what is happening with our students. So we're practically at the limit of what our student capacity is at. So that's something that we probably need to look into expanding. So we've got a trade school auditorium and a trade school administration building. So let's start adding maybe something else. And I'm thinking we can add something on this road over here and have an access point in that vicinity. So let's go over here. We'll go to the trade school. I believe it's this one. That's a trade school study hall, trade school groundskeeping. What is this? Gymnasium, cafeteria, trade school library. Actually, library is not too bad. IT club. I would like one of the big ones. Trade school laboratories. Yeah, that could work. Increase our capacity a little bit more. Trade school bookstore. Media lab. Media lab. I like that. Let's try and get the media lab over there. See if that works. See about that. There we go. So now we've got that section in place. We do need some of these little paths. So let's grab the trade school paths like they mentioned over here. Trade school paths somewhere. Yeah, these nice ones. And I believe we can start running all of these things together a little bit. This doesn't actually allow us to. Oh, what happened? Oh, the park upgraded over here. That's fine. Now let's see about squeezing this around and if we run that up to that's not actually going to work. Okay, well let's try and run it from that edge over there. See if we can find a spot where it will actually work. Oh, it doesn't. It's the road actually. Okay, well let's put anarchy on and see if we can deal with it as is, and we will remove snapping. I think that right there is the one that I want. Yeah, and that's actually going to be just fine. So now there's at least a little path for us to start working with over here, and we should now have a little bit more capacity over here, up to 800 now. So we are spending a little bit more. We're through the first academic year. We've got enough students for the upgrade. We don't have campus attractiveness good, and we don't necessarily have academic works. So shall we artisanry? Let's work on, yeah, let's do that. Let's just give a 50k on that and see how that goes. Funding granted for it. Artisanry, let's add a little bit of, whoa, that's too much. We can't do that. Let's add a little bit of funding over there. How's this going? Now we're overfunding, so let's go back and let's drop that back down a little bit. See if that helps us out. Yeah, at least we're still making money in this instant. So that's fine. So hopefully we can get some academic works up and running, and that should help us out a fair bit. Now there's been some expansions over here. We need way more people. So what I'll continue to do is just place more and more of this stuff in there. We have to have a look at some of the services and stuff that we are actually providing. I'm just going to go and fill in the rest of that. Over there. Around this corner, there goes a nice big train. I'm assuming, hang on, is that operational? It is operational, indeed. Okay, we need to keep a close eye on that and see what's going on there. Okay, good stuff. Now, I want us to just continue to fill out this bit, and there's a lot of demand coming in, and that is probably due to our university now actually educating our people. What am I doing? I want this. Let's continue to fill in some of these areas. Okay, we can squeeze in a couple more over here and over there. Slightly smaller buildings in here as well. Probably not there. Probably okay over this way. Let's squeeze one in there. We'll squeeze one in there, and we'll keep this one open as a bit of school ground kind of area there. Okay, let's fill in all of that. Fill in this one and fill in all of those. Okay. This area should be quite popular, right next to the university over here and next to the park. So this area should be pretty good. Good stuff. Okay, I want to do a quick we can fill in these as well. Let's quickly do that. Fill in some of these. I will do a little bit of commercial here. What is that? Oh, that's commercial filling in right over there. We'll do a little bit of commercial over here and over there and even over there. So there's a few shops right in this area. I'm not going to put shops in the park. That should do the trick right over there, and we'll see if we've just got these filled in also. Is anything weird happening over here? No, it actually looks pretty decent right over there. Let's have a quick look. Want to have a quick look at some of the things. Okay, let's have a look at our fishing industry. If we have a look at our fishing industry, can we? Okay, that's getting a fair bit of fish coming in. That's fine. This is got enough workers. Fish sold last week. I'm not sure how do we actually. So if we pop around to the fishing industry, can we in any way, shape, or form understand what we're ultimately achieving through the fishing industry? That's what I'm wondering about. Can we understand if that's money or not? Let's go into the budget and see if we can figure it out from over there. So if we go to industry specifically, the fishing industry is in fact making a little bit of profit. The farming industry as well, and ooh, excellent. That bakery that we have on the other side there is doing a decent job of it. Okay, that's perfect. The question here, is there a specific fishing industry? It's just a fish factory basically, and we've got the fish factory set up over here, I believe. Right? That's the fish factory. So we've got that set up over there. So we're not actually seeing anything else funny going on over there. But if we go to specialized or unique factories, do we have anything that uses fish? Is my question here. I haven't actually checked it out all that much, but I want to see. Lemonade, electronics, clothing. What is this? A shipyard. Wow, I think we want a shipyard. We're not in a position to build it yet, but ultimately our port can definitely get a shipyard. Definitely. Modular house factory, sneaker factory, food factory. Does it use fish? No, it does not. A car factory. Okay, so yeah, a little bit weird how that works. Now let's grab this and let's just provide the water connections over there. That's good. There goes a plane. Nice. Okay. Now let's have a look at some of these other things. So we are out of elementary school capacity, probably in this area. So you know what I'll do? I'm actually going to pause it before we get this area filled in. Let's add an extra elementary school over here. Can we? Let's get so we do a community school. It's a little small though. This is a little bit bigger. I think let's just add a school over here also. So we have an extra school right there because we do need a little bit more capacity. That should help that out a little bit. We have just about enough high school capacity over here. We should have a high school set in here also, but it's struggling a little bit. It is struggling. Okay, that's fine. We'll come back to that. Now, university, got a lot of eligible people that's not actually making it to university. Let's quickly have a look at what is happening here. Are we filling up our demand? We are not. Maximum capacity of students in this campus can hold. Increase the capacity by placing campus buildings and faculties. So that, I don't quite know why that's not happening. Let's try and get this a little bit more attractive with things like a book club. Well, that's student capacity right there. Maybe groundskeeping. So I wanted to do, yeah, let's grab a groundskeeping piece somewhere. Maybe not on the main road. So let's, look, lots of people going through there. I would like us to maybe tie in somewhere over here so we can actually hook that up over there. Let's run a path through there and try and get a few things going on. I'm also quite keen to kind of do something like that, and even something like this and something like that, to see if we can find a few spots for a few things. So certainly a trade school academic statue is something that we can squeeze in. Where exactly though? Actually, a spot right there could be quite good, so that'll be a little bit more attractive with the statue over there. I do like that. And what else? I wanted some groundskeeping, right? Trade school commencement office, the IT club. There was groundskeeping somewhere, right? Groundskeeping. Let's squeeze groundskeeping in all the way, maybe over here in the far corner. And then hopefully that will improve how attractive our college over here is, the Whitewater Bay Institute of Excellence. Hopefully that would do the trick. Now, what we don't have, what is this guy complaining about? Too few services. So what we need to have a look at is see if we can't expand our public transport a little bit. But before we do that, let's just have a look at our death care, because it seems like we might have some issues with death care. No, it's actually not too bad. This area over here could potentially do with a little bit more death care. Where shall we squeeze it in? I'm kind of tempted to just squeeze it in over there, see about how that works. So a little bit more death care going on over there, just so that we manage that a little bit better. Police department availability. Okay, the crime rate is actually slowly going up a little bit, so let's just see. The farmhouse over here is dealing with some crime issues. Crime over here isn't too bad, but we could potentially do with something around this area here. And I'm assuming what we could do with some other stuff, other services as well. So what I'm thinking, maybe what we'll do is we'll have a number of these services in this area next to the port. So we'll get that going on. We'll probably squeeze in. Let's not do death care right now. We definitely need some of this. Shall we do a bigger one? I'm tempted that we do our first bigger fire station over here. And then we can also do a small kind of portside police station somewhere. Even on this side could be good if we do something like that. There we go. So let's try and do that. Hopefully we can quite comfortably afford that. That's nice services over there. They have direct access to the main road, so that should be quite helpful. We also need a prison at some point, and I've got some assets so we can do a decently sized prison. Now let's get some public transport running over there, and then let's look at expansion further afield. Okay, so now we want to do some of these. So one of the things we're going to do is let's just see, we are actually driving people all the way to some of these facilities, but not to all of them. Okay, so let's start a new one. Now the question is, shall we obviously need to run through here a bit as well. Let's actually, that guy actually has, maybe I should just expand that route instead of what I'm doing over here. So what I want to do here is let's run down this area. Okay, let's, yeah, absolutely. So let's start it off by stopping in over there, then coming out this way. Stopping right over there, stopping over here, stopping at school over here, which is okay because you can also stop at the university. Now the question is, do we stop over there at all? No, let's pass by and stop at the university over here. We'll stop on the main line as we pass by here. People can walk in there, and we'll probably do a little loop around this facility. So let's be sure to stop on the inside of all of this. Gonna do there and right over there, and then on the way back you'll stop at the same spots. Won't be a crossing there though. Should be able to walk there. We'll go in here. We'll go in there, and we'll actually double up on that stop right over there, and we will finish it off. Now, this is bus line 4. This is the port line. It might be one of many port lines, but we will make this maybe a slightly darker blue color like that. That's going to be good. We're selecting vehicle types. It's only going to be biofuel buses, please. I believe it'll just manage itself in terms of how many vehicles it's going to get out of there. So hopefully that means a lot of these things will actually... here comes our first, well, might not be our first one, but let's have a quick look at how this thing actually arrives here. And it's swinging in like that. Well, it's not, yeah. Anyway, it's not clipping anything. And I'm assuming this is simulating it being brought in by tugboats or something like that. Excellent. And there we go. Stuff is arriving. Very few things. But anyway, that's fine. There we go. So now we've got that accessibility over here. Excellent. Now, that's been good. This is all starting to look okay. Our garbage processing. We could probably do some good garbage processing over here up next to this railway line. So now we're starting. There's a lot happening now. So now we're slowly starting to produce more stuff. Waste processing complex. So the waste processing complex sends out waste transfer trucks to pick up garbage from waste transfer facilities. Ah, excellent. Now this doesn't do a lot of pollution. This does much more pollution. So probably not what we're looking for right over here. Landfill site for further processing into energy and recycled materials. The complex cannot directly collect garbage from buildings, so it's probably something we would like to place a little bit further afield. Recycling center. So what does this guy do? Waste transfer facility uses garbage trucks to collect and temporarily store garbage. Stored waste can be picked up by transfer trucks from waste processing complex from waste. The building pollutes less, so it can be built closer to the city center. Okay, understood. Understood. I think one of those over here is probably a good idea. So let's squeeze that in. I'm not sure what it's going to do in terms of does it actually process anything itself over here if we don't have the other facility up and running or not. I have no idea. We will have to figure that out as time goes by. Now, I think I just want us to look at our expansion into this area over here. We will not be adding. So what I think we need to do, we will not be adding an additional interchange over here, but we might as well. We might do a slightly larger road over here. Let's see. What shall we do? Shall we just grab? Well, let's grab one of these for the time being. Do that. Get snapping back on. Nice. And now let's run that. Pretty straight. Well, for a while. We'll run it straight for a little bit, like so. And then I think what we'll do is we'll start to... what's going on over here? If we continue it straight over here, we'll have to go over the top of this thing. And it might not be a bad idea. It might not be a bad idea. So let's go up to about there. Then I'm tempted for us to actually lift it up. So let's go up 6 and 12 like that. And what we'll do, we'll run it up to there as a bit of a bridge, and then we'll drop it back down again. So it is crossing. It is crossing the rail, and it is crossing the... Ooh, and I've got snapping... Oh, I've got... okay, hang on. Let's quickly redo that. Well, we will... What we'll do is we'll do that, and we'll... But anarchy wasn't switched on. Oh, but prop anarchy is. Okay, let's just switch that. There we go. Now we'll upgrade this. Cannot upgrade this style. Well, let's... cannot upgrade this type. Well, try and can we do something? We'll do it bigger then. Bigger like so, and then we'll just go back down because we don't need it. I don't believe we're going to need it that wide. Not as a starting point, at least. We'll have to see how best we get our highway underneath there, and that'll clear out some of the trees over there, and that should be quite good actually. That is actually looking quite good. Now we have this ability to tie in over here, and we can get another road to tie in over that way. Okay, so I think I like that idea. So let's grab our little one lane that I believe we have over here. It is this one, right? It's the one. Yeah, it is the one. So let's continue running it straight for a little while, and then let's turn it in. Something like that, I believe, and we'll tie that in. That's almost 90 degrees over there. That is a very good, I think a very good tie-in right into that location. Then I'm kind of tempted for us to run something along here that could then also split and tie in over there. And I'm kind of going to use this because that'll be there anyway. So let's grab a slightly smaller road, back to something like that maybe. But I always like to start them pretty straight, and then what we'll do is we will well, let's get it up to 30. We'll try and do a pretty decent job at it, like this, like that. Okay, something like that. And now we'll run it straight again over here. Okay, so that's kind of the planning that we're doing over here. Ooh, I'm actually gonna twist it off just again, and over here then we can start looking at how we're gonna tie in these guys. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Over here now after this. But I'm also conscious that we're almost the end of this episode. But let's do a little bit of this. A roundabout right over here could actually be a pretty good idea right over there. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. Okay, let's do a roundabout then. Ooh, actually I need to okay, hang on. I'm constantly doing this thing wrong. So forget about the roundabout idea. We'll close this. Okay. There comes a train. Nice. Just want to see. Oh, we obviously need to connect these up a little bit as well. That actually looks pretty smooth. Stuff is coming in here quite nicely. Nice. I like it. I do like it. Okay. What I'm interested in is actually redoing this thing. So let's run it straight. And we'll run this one straight. And what I'm thinking is then actually we'll run it straight. Probably we'll need to do that instead. Okay, so I'll do that. We'll get rid of this angle. It'll be like a three leg roundabout. Will that be okay? Let's have a look. So if we do that and say that we are going to use the two-lane road is going to be just fine. Keep open. What does keep open mean? Keep the window open. Oh, okay, that's fine. No need. Let's do that. So there's our roundabout over here. That's pretty good, actually. It's a pretty sizable roundabout. People are heading in that direction. So that actually works quite well. Now we've got some more connections. So that'll alleviate some of the traffic that we've been seeing on that road over there. What we also need to do is we now need to bring this guy in. So let's continue to run this road straight through here as one of our more larger kind of, well, not larger arterials, one of our kind of mid-range collector type of roads. Our larger arterials is now going to start coming in from over here. This is, I think, high enough. Should be 12, should be just fine. And if I look at it like that, it might be just perfect over there. Okay, so let's quickly tie in this guy. Okay, let's bring in. So it's going to be like a 3-lane. And we're going into the city, so we'll have the sound barriers. Oh, that is so close. We're gonna anarchy that because it's actually not even gonna be a problem. And this guy is gonna be just not a problem at all. Okay, now let's just flip that around. Oops. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Maybe that should be a little bit higher, but Anyway, that's okay. So this is our access point. Ooh, I wanted to see about that as a clipping. Look, it's not a problem. It is perfect. It's absolutely perfect to go through there. Okay, now what we need to do, this kind of needs to split off from here. So we'll run it in a little bit, and what we'll do is we'll split some stuff into this area directly, and some stuff over here into the city. So we want to try and feed some of these lines as well. Okay, so let's see. If we do, let's continue this a little bit longer. Let's go with like another 30 over there. And like so, and we'll have to turn those around at some point. The other thing that I'm just tempted to look at is this this rail line. We need to figure out what we're going to do with this rail line. Okay, now from here, oh, and we don't have sound barriers on the smaller roads. What is this? This is with barrier. Unless, hang on. Let's quickly upgrade to these guys and see how they work. They're a little bit narrower. It's going to be better. It's going to be better. Because then we can use the... Ooh. Oh, it's barriers. It's not sound barriers. Ooh. So why? Hang on. Oh, yeah. It's the other way around. Okay, well, that's actually quite interesting. So it's like the New Jersey barriers on the inside, and then on the outside. Okay, that's quite cool. I actually didn't even know that. This is the first time I've used it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want us to split off 2 lanes to go this way. So if we go 2 lanes, 20 by 20, and we try and make it a decent angle. We'll do something like that maybe. Oh, what we need to do is we actually need to do this parallel thingy. So we'll do that, and it's the other direction, and we want to make sure how far apart should they be. I can never remember what this is. Horizontal distance from the previous segment. That needs to be, is it 32? No, not. Oh, perfect. It is 32. Okay, so let's do a little something like that. So there we go. We'll need to tie this one back in, but wow, that is really good. So that's like the highway going into that direction over there, and should have a fair bit of space to deal with some other stuff here. So now let's trim that back. We'll bring the 2-lane one in here. Oh, hang on. How do I close this thing? Just do that. Huh? Something like that. That should be fine. Okay, now, what we need to do here is I want to do one over here, and it should only be maybe like 1 bridge. Anyway, it's just going to be 1 lane, so let's find our 1 lane here with the barrier. I think that should be okay. Now, the idea is that here we will go up and over like that. Okay, for this, I'm just going to leave it as that. Let's just put it on the ground. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Okay, so we'll do that. Similarly, this guy is going to be from right over here. We're going to... That's not quite what I had in mind, but anyway, that's the idea. So if we do this, now let's do this. Yeah, actually, that's going to be quite nice. If we can get this nice and smooth. Excellent. We'll smooth the other one. Ooh, look at that. Look at that barrier over there because it's a bridge. Okay, now, what we need to do is I'm going to use this tool that we've got over here, and we are going to say, we wanted to... Okay, what we need to do is forget about that. Let's go with move it instead, and we're going to up this a little bit over here. This should not be a problem, right? This is a bridge. So it shouldn't be doing funny stuff like that. Okay, let's just do, I want it to be, I actually like that quite a lot. That I like quite a lot, apart from the fact that this isn't quite tied in properly. Okay, so let's see, what can we do over here? If we squeeze that over a little bit like this, like that, and if we try and, yeah, look at this. Look at this. This could actually work if we can just figure out why it's doing this thing. It's supposed to be a bridge, right? It's a little unsmooth, but anyway, let's try that again. This is supposed to be this, right? It's not actually picking it up, as it doesn't seem to want to do what I want it to do. It's fine. If we do the other way around, see, now it does that. It's that problematic one. Is there a different one here for a bridge? Highway barrier. I don't actually see any other. So this one might not be the right one for us as a bridge. So let's do that one as a bridge. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. The other one was, ooh, that's too low actually. So what we need to do, yeah, now it's way too low. Hang on, let's try the other one again and just have a look at that. You guys are going on this journey with me, like so and like so. So to some extent, that looks much better. But apart from the fact, I mean, in terms of what's going on underneath there, this actually looks workable. Obviously, it needs some pillars and stuff like that, but it is looking quite interesting. If we try and move it just a little bit like this, that should be fine. I just don't know why it's giving me the grief over there. So what I'll do here is I'll bring this up just a little bit, so that it kind of supports this whole operation that's going on over here. Okay, we'll need to figure that out. So the idea with this is now we've got a piece of highway that's going to feed into here, and whether we use this network or not, I'm not too sure yet. We will have to have a look at it. But the idea will be that we will feed this highway network into our industrial area over here, while that piece of highway is going to feed into the rest of our presumably pretty large city that's going to grow in this area. That's going to be the nice part of the city. It's going to be a slightly more industrial area, and this will be like the outskirts of where, well, it's not the outskirts. It's going to grow into this directly over here around, but it's going to grow kind of around this port area, port fishing area with the college over there, and then it's going to grow into a nice city around that. So it's going to have a little bit of an industrial area in the center here, which is quite something that you see in a lot of cities as a little bit of industrial usage next to the port. Schooling and everything is still a problem, it seems. All levels of schooling now seems to be a problem. Are we continuing to grow? Yeah, absolutely. An extra 3,000 people have joined. Let's have a quick look in here before we end this episode. Making some decent money over there. This attractive level is pretty good. We're up at where we need, almost at where we need to be. We haven't made any academic works yet. Our attractiveness level is very close. So let's add a little bit more here for attractiveness. And then it's the end. Then it'll be the end. Maybe like a book club. Kind of like the idea of having the book club right there on the other side of this little section. So maybe that is going to push our attractiveness up. It's certainly giving us a little bit extra. Oh, excellent. Now our attractiveness is quite good. Our students are good. If we can make a few academic works, then that'll be great, and we will level up our college. Not that we need leveling up necessarily, but yeah, it's looking pretty good, guys. It's looking pretty good. So we're slowly starting to get the rest of this network going on. I am happy to see that there's a fair bit of traffic occurring on this road, and we can speed this up a little bit. I'm very sure that it'll be quite good. Eventually we can see about getting a tie-in, actually right over there maybe, so that there's a kind of almost parallel road over here, because it's going to be busy in this area. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Yeah, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.